You know those items you look at and think, that is so chic? They're not expensive pieces, they're not famous brands. They're those details that, when they appear on a woman, completely transform how she's perceived. Today, I'm going to show you 7 of those items, the ones I find most elegant, most feminine, and that make any look 10 times more sophisticated. And the best part, any woman can wear them, especially the woman who already knows who she is. Item 1. Wine or burgundy bag. I'll start with something that seems small, but that professional stylists use all the time, the color of the bag. There's a tone with a very particular characteristic. It draws attention, but in a deep, sophisticated way. It's not flashy. It's elegant. I'm talking about wine, burgundy, deep plum, and burnt red. Imagine a completely neutral look. Beige pants, off-white shirt, simple, clean. Now place a structured wine bag in that look. Suddenly, that outfit has gained presence. This has a name in the styling world: chromatic focal point. People's eyes need somewhere to land. And when the bag has this deep tone, it becomes that point, without needing shine, without excess. Wine works because it's an adult color. It has more personality than black, and more sophistication than very vibrant tones. On a mature woman, it conveys real presence, taste, and femininity. A simple stylist rule: when the bag is wine, the rest of the look needs to breathe. No competing prints, no loud accessories. The bag does the work on its own, but there's a second code that goes beyond color. It has to do with what you put on your arms. If you're enjoying these style tips, subscribe to the channel. That way, YouTube will notify you whenever the next videos come out, and it helps us reach more amazing women, just like you. Item 2. Rigid bracelets. Almost every woman wears bracelets, but there's a huge difference between an arm full of thin little bracelets and a well-placed rigid bracelet. The bracelet has presence. It's the type of accessory that stylists call body sculpture. Because it's not just an ornament, it creates a line of sophistication on the arm. It gives that feeling that the look was thought out, edited. A white shirt with the sleeves slightly rolled up and a gold bracelet on the wrist. Nothing else needed. That detail transforms the entire look. The technique here is called controlled visual weight. The bracelet draws attention, but when worn cleanly, without competing with a huge necklace, giant earrings, and exaggerated rings all at the same time, it gives finishing, not noise. Matte gold, brushed silver, sophisticated resin. Any of these work. The secret is that when the bracelet is strong, the rest of the accessories need to go quiet. But speaking of well-chosen accessories, there's a detail on the hands that completely changes how a woman is perceived. Item 3. Curated ring mix. Hands communicate far more than most people realize. And there's a huge difference between a woman who randomly puts on many rings and a woman who has a curated ring mix. Curation is the right word. It's not about wearing everything you own. It's about choosing 2 or 3 pieces that speak to each other, that have a logic, that look like a collection, not an accumulation. 2 thin gold rings and a slightly larger ring on the other hand. When the metals are repeated in the earrings and bag, the entire look gains harmony. It looks expensive without explaining why. This is the visual metal repetition technique. When the same metallic tone appears in the rings, earrings, and another detail of the look, the outfit gains cohesion. And cohesion, in the fashion world, is synonymous with expensive elegance. The golden rule here: an elegant ring mix looks like a collection, never an accumulation. You look at it and can tell that someone thought it through before putting it on. But now I want to talk about something on the face, and when it's right, it changes the woman's entire expression. Item 4. The right lipstick shade. There's a mistake that happens frequently after 50. The lipstick color becomes too washed out, as if the woman is trying not to draw attention. And the effect ends up being the opposite. The face loses strength, loses presence. The right color on the lips doesn't need to be dramatic. It needs to be alive, elegant, matched to the undertone of the skin, the hair, the clothes. Imagine a flawless white shirt. With a very washed-out nude lipstick, the face disappears. With a soft mauve or a discreet terracotta, the face wakes up. The entire look changes. In the styling world, this is called the life point on the face. After 50, an elegant lip tone restores presence without needing heavy makeup. It can be mauve, it can be soft wine, it can be terracotta, it can be a well-positioned burnt red. The rule: elegant lipstick doesn't need to shout. It needs to wake up the face. That's different. And now comes something that might seem simple, but carries one of the most sophisticated style signatures that exist. Item 5. Hair scarf. Almost nobody does this anymore, and that's exactly why it works so well. A silk or matte satin scarf in the hair, in a low ponytail, in a bun, as a discreet headband. It might seem like a small thing, but when it appears in an elegant look, something happens. People notice. They don't quite know what, but they notice. A black boatneck blouse, white pants, and a black and off-white scarf in the hair. Nothing else. That detail transforms the look into something that seems edited, intentional, personal. This is called a style signature. Certain pieces show that the woman didn't just get dressed, she styled herself. She edited her own look, and the scarf is one of those pieces. There's also the upper focal point effect. When the scarf appears near the face and hair, it draws people's gaze upward, toward the woman's expression. This creates immediate presence. The only rule: the hair scarf should look like charm, not costume. Discreet print, light fabric, simple knot. But now comes an item that many women overlook, and that has an extraordinary power to organize and refine any look. Item 6. Cognac belt. The thin or medium belt in cognac, caramel, or natural leather is one of those items that seems like a detail, but completely changes how the look reads. It organizes. It creates finish. It transforms simple clothes into refined combinations. And there's a visual reason for this. It's the proportion marking technique. Beige wide-leg pants with an ivory blouse. It looks like a casual look. Add a cognac belt and nude sandals. Suddenly that outfit has structure, intention, the appearance of an expensive production. The cognac tone also has something very specific. It evokes fine leather, classic pieces, timeless elegance. It doesn't belong to a year. It doesn't belong to a trend. It simply looks good. And it works with practically everything. Pants, skirts, dresses, shirt dresses, tailored shorts. On light looks, it creates an elegant anchoring point. On neutral looks, it gives that finishing touch that was missing. The stylist rule I love most about the belt: it doesn't squeeze the body. It organizes the look. And now we arrive at the final code. And I left this one for last, because it's the foundation of everything. It's the item that, when it's right, makes any woman instantly look more elegant. If you're enjoying these style tips, subscribe to the channel. That way YouTube will notify you whenever the next videos come out, and it helps us reach more amazing women just like you. Before we move on to the next trick, have you ever imagined walking into a place and noticing people looking at you with admiration, and suddenly you realize someone turns to her friend and whispers, "Wow, what an elegant woman." What if I told you that you can trigger that exact same reaction? I created a guide with 15 strategic pieces that generate over 150 tried and tested outfit combinations that I've personally worn, and that get exactly those reactions from people. All you have to do is copy and paste exactly as I show you. These are combinations that make you look polished, even in jeans and a basic tee. You know that woman who always looks flawless, even just running to the grocery store? That's the vibe you're going to give off. The link to the guide with all 150 looks is in the pinned comment and in the description. And if you're watching on your TV, just scan the QR code on the screen. Item 7. The structured white shirt. The white shirt, or off-white, or ivory. It seems obvious, but most women still haven't found the right white shirt. And there's a huge difference between just any white shirt and a white shirt that really works. The fabric needs to have presence. The collar needs to be impeccable. The drape needs to be elegant, not too tight, not too wide. The cuff needs to have finish. When these 4 elements are right, something happens. Imagine 2 women with the same white shirt, one with a limp fabric, a shapeless collar, a button pulling, the other with a substantial fabric, a beautiful collar, perfect drape. The second looks like she spent 10 times more. And maybe she didn't spend anything more. This is the high-value classic base technique. A well-chosen classic piece works as an anchor for any elegant look. The white shirt illuminates the face, organizes the image, and has a versatility that no other piece can match. With beige wide-leg pants and a wine bag, it becomes refined elegance. With a caramel midi skirt and gold earrings, it becomes classic sophistication. With dark straight jeans and a cognac belt, it becomes the chic casual of a woman with taste. And that's the great discovery today. Elegance doesn't start with the most expensive piece. It starts with the most right detail. 7 codes. The wine bag that creates an elegant focal point. The bracelet that sculpts the look. The curated rings that show intention. The lipstick that wakes up the face. The scarf that creates a style signature. The cognac belt that organizes everything. And the white shirt that is the foundation of every look that truly works. None of these items need to be expensive. What needs to be right is the choice. And when the choice is right, people notice. They can't explain why. They just sense that this woman has something. Which of these 7 codes do you already use in your day-to-day? Tell me here in the comments. I'm curious to know which one made the most sense to you. And if you want to see more discoveries like these, go ahead and like and hit the bell, because there's still so much more I want to show you.